Yeah, there's always a road to travel. There's always a hill to climb, and then a hill to get down. In this case, I'm going down a hill. This is Anderson Road in Vestal, and we were already way up at the top. I took some photos way up there. Saw a house for sale by owner, and as you can see, a lot of people have carved out yards and houses that are beautiful in their own right. I think that's the one that's for sale right there. It's of course you have massive ditches because as you get on the side hill here, you have a lot of drainage issues. So you try to move the water so if you get a heavy storm you don't have it in your basement. There's a house hiding in there. That's the first time I ever noticed that one, I think. So it's the kind of area that has a majesty of its own. You go up the hill, on the top of the hill there's a much bigger breeze than there is at the bottom. And there's so much going on. But at the same time it's quiet. Because this road actually dead ends. So it's like, usually most of the traffic is like this. And this is a Sunday morning. Actually, let me see, what time is it? My pocket watch. 10:30 a.m. on Sunday, July 13th. And you wonder, when you look at some of this yardage here, I'm sure the people who own the houses do it for a reason, but it's kind of interesting that they do. Of course, there is no rhyme or reason to mowing. You just decide that you like a piece of property, so you start mowing it. And there, that's what we used to call choke cherries. And then you got one of these ditches over this way that drains water, and as you can see, at least I can see, I don't know if you can, there's a little footbridge across it. And then there's a little thing there that basically directs water away from this big house here, which is probably at least a two-family with the double garage on it, or at least it's got enough room to be a two-family. And while you come across the street to a single resident. There's just so much that can go on a big hill. And people like to try and get away from, the big town. It's hard to believe that within a very few miles of here you could probably hit most of the chain stores that are in the area, along with Walmart and Sam's Club, of course. This area here has its own majesty to it. And I keep climbing down the hill. And there's a lot of this style here. But then here's a cape. You have capes, you have two families, you have single families, all mixed together in a diverse neighborhood. I'm sure there's a lot of people that grew up here. And it's interesting is some of the two families all have this same style, but yet a lot of them have distinctive fronts on them where they are different in one way or another. And as you can see, this going back and forth side to side on the street here, you can see that. Now this here, that one there looks like more like the old style of farmhouse. It's not a cape. To me, it's not a traditional cape. It's got a nice breezeway to a garage. And Suzanne Cross for Realty USA has got her name on here, so this one's for sale also. There's a couple of houses for sale up here. And one for sale by owner that I took some photos of back there. It's a nice area, it really is. I mean, of course, in the wintertime, you gotta find a way not to have to drive this hill, because this hill is nasty. I mean, it's hard enough to walk up. And if you drove up it every day, I think your gas mileage would be about 4 miles to the gallon. while you're driving up the hill. I mean, that's one thing. You know, I love these gas mileage ratings from the EPA, but none of them estimate what you're going uphill. What they're doing is they're taking an average of roads, and how many hills they use when they take that average. They probably reduce it every time they want to raise your gas mileage rating, because there's no way if you drove this hill a lot that you're going to average 30 miles to a gallon. Except, well, maybe a Prius could do it, but I don't know. I think it would be a challenge. Of course, what do I know? I mean, you got scientists out there right now who say that when you pass gas, the smell of it can prevent cancer. Yet I know people who are literally gas factories who got cancer. So, you know, it's like, interesting theory. Because that's all right. They also had some theory about Justin Bieber and cancer too, and I don't know. It wasn't about him causing it, which surprised me. Yeah. See, there's a ranch. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Yep. Well, we've gone down most of the hill now. And we are a short ways from the new nursing home is building, which is interesting too. I mean, it's probably less than a half mile from here to the new nursing home. Sometime I'll do a video of that. I think I'll forego that today. Now there's one. That's a different style of ranch yet. In fact, this side gets ranchy. Bailey's Bright Beginnings, health certified. Oh, there's a daycare center. I think that's what that means. Now we go to a brick ranch. Some of these are more compact style. These are not large houses. Matter of fact, these are typically the type of houses you'd find down in Castle Gardens before the flood wiped out most of it. Which had a lot to do with, well, both major floods in Castle Gardens seem to have gotten buried since UE raised up their football field about 16 and 17 feet. It seemed to have buried the gardens, which is kind of a shame since it was a neighborhood, but you know, I don't know. Things happen. They don't anticipate. Now UE's putting in a new clubhouse over there, which is actually the locker room floor is going to be higher level than the boys club is over there. That ought to be interesting to lay out. Sometime I'll get over and do a video, but I'm waiting for him to get done with that. Now this here is a cape. That's a cape with an extra dormer on the back. And enclosed breezeway. 2-car garage, although the 1-car driveway hasn't been used in years, obviously. It's always interesting to look around. Well, we are back to the intersection of Anderson and Glenwood Road. So for now, I'm going to stop this walking tour, and we'll come back and do another one later.